game jams, Ludum Dare, GMDK, and of course, the Construct Jam 2025, in which I myself participated. The theme of the jam was Tough Choice, and there were 32 submissions and over 150 people joining. My, that is a strange ratio. The goal of the jam was to make a game in 10 days, and I joined in 1 day late, so that's 9 days for me. The project I worked on was Ruleplay, a card game inspired by titles such as Inscription, Balatro, and A Classic Russian Fool. Aim of the game was simple: defeat the opponent 3 times and you win. Rules of the game were easy too. On a player's turn, they must play a card from their hand. If the opponent has a card of the same suit but a higher rank, they beat the card. If the player who first played the card has any card with a rank of any card currently on the table, they can play it too. This continues until either both players have no cards or the first player runs out of cards that can be played. A trump suit is selected at the start of the game. A trump suit beats any card of any non-trump suit, but it must be higher than another trump card in order to beat it. Simple, right? Surely it cannot take 9 days to make this into a game. Think again, nerd. In this video, I'll be showcasing exactly how I made Ruleplay possible, as well as the comments and results of the jam. Strap in, loyal viewer. Don't you love coding? It doesn't matter, this video isn't centered around you. The Construct Game Jam 2025 required contestants to use Construct 3 as the game engine, and I happen to have been using Construct for the past 5 years of my life. Construct 3 functions on events and actions, so it's mostly if this, then that. There are also other events, but they get so complex that explaining all of them would be a whole other video. Ruleplay is a card game, meaning that card drawing had to be randomized, but I was mixing it up with cards that 1. Wouldn't get me copyright striked, and 2. Would fit the mood of the game very well. After a couple of hours, I got this beautiful deck of cards. Nice. Next, I spent a huge amount of time figuring out how random card drawing and a held hand would be done in Construct 3. Eventually, I came up with a system that picked a random card from the card pile, which was stored off screen, for each card that was missing from the 6 cards needed to be held in hand each turn. This worked great, but soon problems arose. The system was flawed, as it sometimes picked the same card to draw multiple times, and that wasn't something you'd see in a deck of cards. This was fixed using some more events that created 0.01 second intervals between each card drawn. Sweet. Next, I had to code the same card drawing function for the opponent, which was an AI. We'll get into that later. After a few days, the card drawing system was ready, and so was the card playing system. I had to make turn alternations too, which essentially was just one variable changing from 0 to 1 to 2. Now the AI. The AI logic was somewhat short of this. On its turn, the AI picks a non-trump card with the lowest rank and plays it. Then it waits for you to beat said card, only to play another if it has a different card in hand with the same rank as any of the 2 cards on the table. Same as said in the rules. If all cards are beaten, the turn is passed. That was the offensive logic. Now the defense logic. On your turn, the AI looks at the card that you just played and takes in its suit. If it has a card of the same suit or a trump card, it picks out the lowest rank of those and plays it. If it doesn't have any cards, it takes those cards on the table into its hand. The same applies from the player can't beat the opponent's cards. Yeah, simple AI. Now, I won't bore you with the details, all the little code bits and quality of life features, but here's another thing that was useful in development. Classification systems. I had to write up some 300 events to classify each card into its suit and rank, and I mean each and every card, opponent cards, deck card, trump cards, other cards, blah blah blah. Use this method if you're making a card game too. You'll find it very, very useful, but very tiring too. Now, this game undoubtedly was a roguelike, similar to my other game, Devoid. Speaking of Devoid, go check it out on my itch.io page. It's in the description if it's not blocked yet. It's a really cool game, and me and my team have been working on it for over 3 months and are planning a 3rd major update for it within the next week. Now, back to Ruleplay. It needed a roguelike system, one that also fit the Game Jam's theme. I chose a rule system, which was very similar to a Would You Rather game. It gives you 2 options from a randomly chosen set of rules. Each option has a positive and a negative rule, that each stay until the end of the game, or your death. This perfectly fit the theme, as it was rather difficult to choose between the various options. If only my lazy ass included the descriptions for each rule, I surely would have gotten a higher rating than one I had. And finally, any good game needs a boss fight, so I made this abomination. Yeah, the boss just adds a difficult rule and doesn't really kill you if you lose, just sends you to the beginning of the fight. And of course, I included an ending. What's the ending? Either wait till the end of the video for a big spoiler or play the game for yourself to find out all the lore and secrets. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was how I made Ruleplay. Ooh, and here are the results of the jam. 15th place overall and 12th for gameplay. You know what? Not bad. I beat almost half of the contestants and I'm proud of the results. And if you want to enter spoiler area so badly, here is the ending for Ruleplay.